Hey everybody, happy Treadmill Tuesday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. Those getting ready for fall marathons probably spent a lot of it logging a lot of miles. So good job everybody for getting your miles done. It's kind of what we're going to talk about today for Treadmill Tuesday. So I want to give a shout out to a gift fellow. She knows who she is, Shay. Shay is from this year's gift class, and she sent me this book, The Motivation Myth. And so I'm going to give a couple different nuggets from this book on separate occasions. But the one I want to talk about today, so thank you, Shay, for sending me this. I'm loving this book. So something that the author, Jeff Hayden, who's a very successful entrepreneur, he's a cyclist, he does a lot of different things. But one of the things he talks about in here is specifically, we're going to talk about goal setting. That used to be something that freaked me out, goal setting. I didn't really get it. So I love what he says. So he says, set a goal, then forget about it. So specifically, he says, set a goal, create your intention, say what it is, and then forget about it, because what you need to do is immediately start the process to get you to accomplish that goal. What a concept. So specifically, I took his advice to heart this weekend. I am also doing some training. The Phoenix boys and DC boys, the band of brothers, are meeting up in Chicago in 3 weeks for the Chicago Marathon. So I needed to, my goal this weekend was to do a 20-mile run on this treadmill. It hasn't died yet, neither have I, on Sunday. So my goal, run 20 miles. That's pretty daunting. So what I decided to do is take Jeff's advice and say, okay, how am I going to divvy up this process? And if I can figure it out, what I opted to do was chunk it down into small, manageable amounts of time. So I decided to do 5-mile segments. So for the first 5 miles, I was watching something on my phone, a Serena Williams called from HBO called Being Serena. By the way, you should check that out. It's really freaking good. Anyway, and the second one was watching something on the TV that I have in front of me to keep me entertained. The third segment was another switching up the show. And I have to tell you that the third one, I will be completely transparent. The third thing that I watched was on YouTube was the 1984 Jackson 5 Victory Tour. People, let me save you the time. You don't need to watch it. If you want a good laugh, to see the outfits and things like that, go for it. May not be the best thing when you're in the hardest part. That was in miles 10 to 15 of the running segment. And so I was glad to switch out of there. And for the last 5, I just listened to music. But the part that helped me so much was knowing I only had to do 5 miles at a time, gave me something to look forward to, and then I could switch it around. So when you were a kid, did you ever have something you didn't want to eat for dinner? Like there was something good on the plate and then there was vegetables? And your parents said, in my case, my dad with his cute little German accent, sorry Dad, but you're not on Facebook, so you won't get mad about this anyway. You will be eating every single bit of your dinner, or you will be sent, there will be a punishment. So, for those of you who don't know, that my father's from Germany. That's why he talks like that, and he really does. But he's very cute. Anyway, so if you have to eat the whole thing, that's the goal, is to eat the vegetables that you don't like. In my case, it was lima beans. My strategy, my process, was to eat a few of them and throw the other ones under the table. Still helped me accomplish my goal. I just made sure that I volunteered to do the sweeping after dinner. But anyway, you can see how this process goes. If you want, say your goal is, I'm going to lose weight. Well, then you say, okay, or I'm going to lose 30 pounds. So you're a little bit more specific. How are you going to do that day in and day out? What is the process that you're going to use to get you to that goal? So I just want you to think about that. Next time you go to set a goal, stop thinking about it. Set it aside, start immediately working on the process. So great advice, great book, great gift, fellow Shay. Thank you for sending this, and we'll see you guys next week. All right, have a good one.